coroutine is. So with this simple example, I had already created the base project with the login activity and sign up activity. This login activity contains two buttons, login and sign up. When clicking login, it will show one toast message. Sign up, it will take you to the next screen. And let's understand how it is implemented. When clicking sign up button, I am just starting one activity with sign up activity. Okay, let's add a tag also here. One second. So while on create only, I'll simply add one tag to understand which thread is running here. Okay, so I had already created one tag for our application. So inside sign up, I just want to know the thread dot current thread. Okay, so I'm using a tag login because that tag name is a tag login that I am filtering here. Okay, only that tags I want to see. So in the login activity, on clicking I'm going to sign up activity. On clicking login button, what I'm doing is I'm going to login view model. Here what I'm doing is I'm invoking make login request of login repository, which is one simple function with one which is returning one user data class object, so which takes username, age and designations. So this login repository is not making any actual network request. It is one simple function with one return value, which is listened by this mutable live data inside. You can see in the login activity I am observing for this value. Once it is receives this value, it will show in the toast message. So username, age, designation is shown in the toast message. So let's run this example first. I will show you the tags. So when clicking login button, it is going inside a view model. So inside login, thread is main and 5 is the priority. Main is the name of the thread. Calling thread, name of the calling thread. Okay. So the next log is inside this one. This log is printed. Here also main thread is used. So next call is here. Login completed. That is also main thread only. And this all are sequential calls. Okay. So when clicking login, I can click sign up button also. I can come back. So there is no delay in the login repository. So everything is working perfectly fine. Now to understand the actual problem, let's introduce some delay. Introduce some delay, same as network request. Okay, so I'm not doing any actual network request. Instead of that, what I will do to create some long running task, so I will create one loop with some random value. Okay, so this may create some delay, so I'm hoping. So let's introduce more delay by printing this value with the no tag, because I'm using some other tag, because so I don't want to see these values, just I want to print this value. So make login request now doing some long running task. Now let's run this example to see how our application behaves. Okay, now just I introduced one for loop with this much loop. Okay, so now I'm clicking login button. Parallelly I'm clicking sign up button also. In the previous example you saw, after clicking login, immediately I click sign up, it was navigating to the next screen. But in this case you got some dialog. This dialog is called ANR, coroutine isn't responding. That means your application name is coroutine your application is not application not responding message you got. See, once you can see here log, correct? No, then only it can go inside the sign up screen. Once all these sequential task is completed, then only main thread is free. Main thread can go to the next screen. So everywhere main thread only used. Main thread was blocked till here. So once it is completed, then only it is free to print these logs. Now you understood. So the same thread cannot be used to perform the multiple tasks. So to resolve this problem, what coroutine did is, like, it is introduced what Kotlin has done is, it is introduced coroutines. Coroutine is nothing but running the multiple tasks within the same thread, okay, without blocking that thread, okay. So either it can run on the same thread or it can run on some other thread, IO thread. So let's try to understand more. So what I am doing is, till here it is main thread only. After that, what I will do, I am using view model scope, this dot launch, view model dot scope dot launch, dispatcher dot IO. What I am trying to do is, like, I am putting this long trending task inside some other thread. I am telling these 3 lines and this function should run under IO thread. There will be 2 threads now, main thread and one more is IO thread, that is called as worker thread also. So all other tasks, it should not block my sign up click. So that's what I am not main thread should be free, right, to click the sign up button. So that's what. Now let's see what happens. So these 3, everything it is under this scope, view model scope. View model scope is nothing but CoroutineScope. It is extended from the CoroutineScope only. So it is the built-in function inside the view model. When you are extending from the view model, right, it is the built-in. You will get it by. So now let's run again. What happens here? I am clearing all the logs first, okay, or else you will be confused which log is from the which build. Now I'll click on login. So now this task is handed over to the worker thread 1. Now I'll click on sign up. There is no delay, no ANR, right. So I can come back inside sign up, main thread only it went. So now here worker 1 thread is still doing its task, but app got crashed. Login call is completed, but app got crashed. This log is printed, but app got crashed. Toast message is not displayed. What happened? Let's see. So let's check the fatal exception, what it is telling. So dispatcher worker 1, this is nothing but the background thread. So there is illegal state exception, cannot invoke set value on a background thread. What the mistake we were doing? So this entire scope was running under IO thread, and after getting the response back from this make login request, what we are doing is, like, we are trying to update the UI element with the background thread only. You understood? So background thread is trying to update the set value of this mutable live data. That is wrong. So how to resolve this issue? So to overcome this issue, what we can do is remove dispatcher IO from here. So what we are telling, run this entire view model scope, CoroutineScope, under main thread only. So coroutine is nothing but it can run on same thread, but without blocking that thread. Okay, this part, what it does is, like, we have to do some other changes also inside this. Now main thread is running everywhere, so this is a long running task. We can't run inside main thread only, right? So what we have to do is like this long running task, only this long run task will put inside dispatcher thread, IO thread. How we can do this? We can use with context function with the dispatchers dot IO. So my main intention is run long running task inside background thread. Now we'll resolve some errors. Return at with context, and this entire function is returning some user object. So we'll return. Still it is showing some error. What it is telling? When you are using with context function, you have to make the respective function as a suspend function. Okay, it is now this function has become suspend function. The calling part is here. What happens is, so everything is running on main thread only, but it will run this much scope, it will be running parallelly. So that I will show you how it is works, but it won't block the main thread. These 3 lines, it won't blocks main thread. So this, once it will reach here, it will wait for the response from this API call. After then only it will execute the rest of the lines. So let's run this example again. Before that, we'll add one more log here for the better understanding, like which thread is used inside with context. Okay. This username and password is not required here. Okay. Let's run this example again. Now the previous example we got crash. Now so let's see whether we'll get the crash again or it got resolved. Okay, now everything is clear. Like I'm running the long running task inside IO thread. Only these many parts I'm running inside the IO thread. Okay, I'm clicking login. It started with context only. Inside with context only worker thread is running. Other places main thread is running. I'm clicking sign up. Okay, that is not printed. Again I will print sign up. Sign up, you can see no main thread is running. For that, so once it is completed, main thread is back. Previous example we saw here, the thread was worker thread. Here in this location thread, in which thread was running? Worker thread, because this scope was running inside IO thread. Now this entire scope was running under main thread, and you can say you can update this value, mutable live data, and it was, so once it was completed, again I'll show this one flow. I click login. Okay, still here all the logs are printed using main thread only. After that it went inside. See, inside make login request also you can see this log is printed using main thread only. Only this log inside this scope, it was printed using the worker thread. It is clear, like only this scope was running under IO thread. Okay, so once it is completed, it is back to main thread. So this line, it was waiting till here. So this was suspended till this main thread was suspended till here. After this call, it was, these 2 lines were waiting for this call to complete. So main thread suspended, it became free. It has allocated some other task, like clicking, I can do other task, or clicking on sign up, I can do any other task. It was not blocked. So these many blocks was running separately without blocking the main thread. So that is the use of the CoroutineScope. Okay, you can use the single thread, main thread, so to perform multiple tasks. So in the background it was doing this task, and these 2 lines were waiting for that suspend function to complete. So everything is going smoothly without showing ANR screen. So because we should not show that ANR screens, that is a very bad user experience, hanging your application for long, right? so user will not be interested, he doesn't have any patience. So Kotlin, this concept is very easy to understand. Just try to add, while you are creating any sample project, no, try to add that the current thread everywhere, log it everywhere, so that time only you'll come to know which thread is used in which location, in which scope, which thread is used. So this way you will get the clear, better understanding of your application, and any performance issue if it is there also you'll come to know. So that's what, try to put any long running task inside background thread. Always remember that one, or else you'll get ANR, application not responding dialog. Okay, I'm hoping that you understood coroutines clearly. So if you have any clarification, if you need, just add it in the comments. I try to resolve that one, or I'll create another video also. Thank you.